Buenas, Zenhafaday. We are back from recess. I'd like to acknowledge my colleagues that are here today. Who have remained throughout this morning. Senator Chris Dwayne, Senator Dwayne Nicolas, and I believe Senator Roy Quinata and Senator Joseph Agustin might be back shortly. So we are now on our last item of the agenda. So Zuzuz Masi for being here this morning and for your patience. Last item on the agenda is to hear testimony on Bill 82-37 COR, sponsored by Senator Dwayne Nicolas, co-sponsored by Vice Speaker Tina Rosemary Barnes, Senators Christopher Dwayne, William Parkinson, Jesse Lujan, Joseph Agustin, and Roy Quinata. It's an act to amend Section 7120.2, 7120.5, 7160E, and 7161F of Chapter 7, Title 16, Guam Code Annotated, relative to allowing the Republic of Korea veterans and Distinguished Flying Cross recipients to qualify for the Guam Veteran License plates and to allow more documents to be used for veteran qualifications. So notices were provided to the Department of Revenue and Taxation, as well as the Guam Veterans Affairs Office. The fiscal note that we received stated that legislative findings of the bill cite that according to the Guam Office of Veterans Affairs, the number of Republic of Korea veterans remaining on the island is 5. Absent comment from Department of Revenue and Taxation, the Bureau utilized the DMV's annual license and registration fee schedule, which is determined by the gross weight of a vehicle, as noted in 16 GCA Chapter 7, Section 7160. Further research obtained from the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency indicate the average weight of an automobile in 2022 was 4,094 pounds. Utilizing this information, added with the streetlight fees, the potential loss of revenue for the 5 remaining Republic of Korea veterans, should they be disabled or unemployable during military service-connected injuries, is estimated to be $350. The bill proposes to allow more documents to be used for veteran qualifications, specifically certifications from the Guam Office of Veteran Affairs, the National Guard Bureau 21, Armed Forces Retirement Certificate, and the Armed Forces Statement of Personnel Record. This section of the bill is administrative in nature and should have no fiscal impact to the government of Guam. I'd like to recognize the sponsor of the bill for his introductory comments. Senator Nicolas, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I was told that when this bill was first introduced several years ago, there were 20 of them, 20 of our friendly forces, foreign forces that served alongside during the Korean War, and it's a tragedy that it's been several years that has gone by, and we could have honored their sacrifice, and we've waited this long. Breaks my heart. I too served along friendly forces, and I know their sacrifice. One day you're playing basketball with them, and the next day they're all gone. It's a tragedy we waited this long. And if it takes our government to recognize the sacrifice of those who fought alongside us, be it foreigners or American citizens afterwards, it's a wonderful thing. And I'm so sorry, sir, that it took a long time. This bill tends to make that sacrifice right. It may just be a license plate, and it's a state benefit, but it's along those lines. And I'm very honored to reintroduce this bill. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Senator Nicolas. I'd like to recognize Mr. Stan Coe to provide his testimony.
My name is Stan Ko. Actually, I'm representing Korean Vietnam veterans on island. Actually, we're gathering for the 15 years ago. Its total numbers are 19 person. But later on, it reduced the amount the people. Then I saw that on island they have a veteran license plate number, so I was thinking that I'm going to get it that one too. So I went to the at that time. That was 2011. Went to the Senator Tom Ada's office, and they requested for what I needed. So actually, they have proof for them. I have a resolution. Actually, I asking all those veterans on island, you want to be, I'm going to do this, and you're going to be included. They don't want it. So only 7 people wants it okay to live together with that. So I make it 7 people, including me. So they have a resolution done there, a 7 name on it. This is what I make a short copy, but there's 7 over here. But that was 2011. Actually, it is numbers reduced already because one person died, one person went back to States, Korea. Actually, there are 5 left. The last 5 left. One person is Vietnam veteran, Korean Vietnam veteran, but she went back to Korea. He went to States, and he joined the military, U.S. military. Then he come over here. Then he got license plate number already. So I'm going to minus this person. So we only have 4 asking for veteran license numbers and included for the driver license, veteran driver license. So actually, I have joined. Actually, I am the currently Chapter 66A Vietnam Veteran Association of Guam. Actually, I am association member there right now. So actually, I was give up on it. That was 2018. So I don't think I can get anything I wanted. So then it happened to be 2019. I coordinated with the states, especially Georgia, Pennsylvania. They have plenty of Korean Vietnam veterans there. So they already have, through the legislature and senator that prove they already have the veteran license plate number and also the veteran driver license. They're holding the taking a picture and send it to me. They said you can do it, and also they send me a copy of the bills passed through the senator. That's what I submitted to all those things, picture and all those things that so should we have there. Then I was thinking, oh, I can make it here because it is the United States also. So I just requested again through Veteran Affairs Office. So that's what come up here now. So I hope, I wish I can get it, but we do like to have that veteran's number. Except right now it's on the list of 4 people, 4 Korean. We call now is this Korean American Vietnam veteran. That's what it a little bit longer than. Before we started for Korean Vietnam veteran, now it's Korean American Vietnam veterans. So I hope we do the right thing to do it, and we're asking to that.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your service. And thank you for your presence here today. I'd like to recognize Lucia Perez from the, I'm sorry, Tim again, Director. My apologies. Yeah, thank you for being here and for your patience. Yes, if you'd like to provide testimony.
Half a day, good afternoon, Chairman, Senator Perez, my oversight, Senator Nicolas, the Vice Chair for the Veterans Affairs, Senator Dwayne, Senator San Agustin, thank you for your service, sir, and Senator Quinata. This bill, I have to say, when I arrived at Veterans Affairs in 2020, Mr. Koch brought this to my attention. For over a decade, he has been advocating, fighting, talking to numerous senators, trying to gain support. And I find it hard to believe that for over a decade that he was unable to accomplish his feat. Meanwhile, these senators have been enjoying the freedoms that they had and have today because of the sacrifices of the veterans that have served. Now, the Vietnam War era and the Korean War era veterans are the largest group of demographic of veterans that have been neglected and have not been given the benefits that they earned. Why is it that we can send somebody to war so easily, but we are hesitant to provide the benefits when they return? Only up until when they're almost about to die where we scramble to provide it. This is unacceptable. As a 31-year retired disabled veteran myself, I stand beside them and support this bill. And for you, I implore you, senators, to push this. This demographic of veterans are deteriorating at a rapid rate. Shame on us for waiting this long to provide a simple benefit for these military service members that most gave some and some gave all to provide the freedoms that we have today. Please push this forward and pass this bill so that we can provide the services that they deserve and they earned. Provide them honor, give them the respect. Thank you, senators. I appreciate your support.
Mr. Masi, Director again, and thank you for your patience today. Deputy Director Lizama.
Hello again. As mentioned in the other bill, our agency really is just, there to comply with any mandates as required by law. And just wanted to kind of give a little bit of information with regard to the license plates itself. The cost, from what I understand, it would be 2 designs, and there would be a one-time setup fee for each plate design of $250. I understand that the law provides for a cap of 2 plates, and the total fee for that would be just a little over $77 for the set. So that's all I wanted to provide, was just that information. Certainly, should this become law, we will comply.
Okay. Thank you, Deputy Director. Lucia Perez, if you have any additional testimony to provide.
Thank you. My name is Lucia Perez, and I work with the Guam Office of Veterans Affairs. I'm also an advocate for our veterans, all our veterans, service members, retirees, and their families. I'm going through just the administrative portion of this to delineate what needs to be updated and then also put in an additional request. So for example, on page 2, line 30, anything that states NGB 21, we need to correct that to 22. It's a separation of record of service that is needed, not a record of enlistment. So that's page 3, line 22, page 6, line 14, page 7, line 2, and page 8, line 22. The additional item that I'd like to proffer, which will also benefit all of our veterans, is on page 7, line 21. If you go to that page, it starts out with, shall be limited to 2 vehicles per recipient. I know DRT has received line 21, so page 7, line 21 starts out as shall be limited to 2 vehicles. Got it? I'd like to offer that we change that limited to unlimited and strike out 2 vehicles. Because when you think about it, and I know Senator San Agustin is smiling, but our veterans, yeah, we need to be able to, they raised their right hand, they fought for our freedoms that we all enjoy today. Giving them this benefit of unlimited, provided that their names are on the registration now, they've got to be the registered owner, and they must receive certification from our office. That's the least we could do. All right? And then the other thing that I just also like to point out, because there have been discussions out there about why are we addressing the Republic of Korea Vietnam Veterans of America? Why are we breaking them apart? Why can't we just say, okay, you served, are you Army, are you Navy, are you Marine, which branch did you serve? Well, if you look at congressional, even with Congress, the line of served with the United States Armed Forces, side by side. So in their documentation, which they will bring to us, their certification doesn't say which branch of service. It just says that they served within the armed forces of the United States. So that's their certification. So put that on our office to verify, to certify. And Senator San Agustin, you're giving me this weird look, but you're going to get testimony, written testimony, and questions from some of my veteran counterparts that are not in favor of providing license plates that says Republic of Korea Vietnam Veterans of America, or Korean American Vietnam Veterans. They think that we're bringing honor to just that one group. Or what happens if somebody from Iraq comes in and says, well, I served alongside, and I'm a US citizen, are you going to provide me a different plate too? Well, my answer to that is, when we get to that bridge, and if Congress decides to pass another HR that puts that in, then we'll cross that. But right now, let's ensure that our veterans who are recognized do get the benefits that they deserve. If you have any questions?
Sorry, does that conclude your testimony? Okay.
Ma'am.
All right, thank you. We also had Robert Celestial that was here earlier. Unfortunately, he had to leave. But he did wanted to bring up a point that perhaps another correction to the bill. So I believe in the legislative intent, it talks about HR 234 that would recognize the Republic of Korea veterans and recognize under even through the National Defense Authorization Act. So because we're under a new Congress, the bill has changed to HR 366. And so that's, yeah, a change that has happened, yeah. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, I think it's important to highlight, you know, the veterans. So, you know, during the Vietnam War, there were many Korean nationals that were serving alongside U.S. U.S. Military folks. And they were actually recognized as being very effective in a lot of the offense initiatives. Not only did they do combatant work, but non-combatant work. So they were the engineers, the doctors, and they were very, very highly effective in their efforts. And so I think it's important to recognize, as we're talking about this bill, to recognize their contributions. And I think it's important to highlight and pay respects, as well as reward them equally in their efforts. Yeah, there's so much history behind it, and I think anybody who wants to learn more, I mean, I have pages here. I don't necessarily want to read into the record, but we could definitely include that into the committee report, just for people to read a part of our history. So I have no questions at this time, so I just appreciate everybody coming out here to testify in support. So I'd just like to open the floor to my colleagues. Senator Chris Duenas.
Mr. Cole, kamsahamnida for your service. Appreciate you so much. And Lucy, thanks for coming out as well. And of course, Director Uggan and Ms. Lizama, thank you for staying over. I know this is a long morning, but this is very worthy, and I'm glad I had a chance to stick around and let you know that I fully support it and can't wait for it to get to the floor, and we'll be voting for it. And once again, thank you for your service, and thank you for the honor to country and to our people. Situs Masi.
Thank you, Senator Duenas. Senator San Agustin.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I fully support this bill. I just ask Lucy, right? Please make sure that all the recommended amendments you're recommending, if you
I'll formalize it, sir.
formalize it so that the chairperson will have it and she knows what she's
Yes, sir.
working with. And other than that, unlimited. My only concern with the word unlimited is that revenue tax needs to, or VA needs to come up with an estimate, the numbers, so that revenue tax knows the estimated costs, so that we make sure we include it in the budget, so it's covered. That's the only thing. Okay, and then while you're taking a look at those areas, Lucy and Tim, be mindful, because there is a law already for people that are 100%, certain things and if any of the veterans are entitled to it, let's make sure we get them what they deserve. Okay. All of them, okay. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
This is Masi, Senator San Agustin. Senator Quinata, you're recognized.
Anasayo kamsahamnida. Thank you for your service. I guess that's an understatement and definitely an undertone from the previous legislature for failing to really give you guys your full recognition. And it's very unfortunate that individuals pass and not receiving this recognition for all the sacrifices you people in the armed services contribute to our island and our nation. Obviously, my body cannot make the PT test, so that's why I'm not in the military. But I think on Guam, we've contributed numerous bodies and servicemen and women to our nation. And I think we need to make sure that we pay the full price for our servicemen and women in every aspect of life as much as possible and in any endeavor. But my grandfather has served in the military, my dad served in the military, my brothers both served in the military, and they still continue to serve in the military. Again, the only difference with me is now I don't fit the PT program. So that's why I became senator. But nonetheless, again, we are going to make sure that this bill gets onto the floor, and we're going to pass this. Whoever doesn't vote for this, shame on you. Your freedom should be taken away from you. Thank you, and have a great day.
All right, thank you, Senator Quinata. I'd like to now offer the floor to the sponsor of the bill for any questions or in closing.
Thank you, Madam Chair, for hearing this bill. I'm very, very honored to be a part of this, and I really thank my co-sponsors. Ma'am, I wanted to also say thank you for your testimony and I can't wait for, even me, I'm going to get unlimited license plates. And so I'm very thankful for your service, the VA, what you guys do for the community. And sir, I'm very honored to be a part of this bill, to honor your service and your sacrifice. And thank you very much. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Senator Nicolas. So the committee will continue to receive testimony until 4 p.m. April 17th, Monday, 2023. Please address all testimony to Senator Sabina Flores Perez, Chairperson of the Committee on Environment, Revenue and Taxation, Labor Procurement, Statistics, Research and Planning. It could be dropped off the mailboxes here at the Guam Congress Building or emailed to office@senatorperez.org. We appreciate everybody's participation today. Thank you and have a great day. We will now adjourn. The time is now 1:05 p.m. Masi.